I like going live. Yeah, so anyway, I was like, I did not get to watch much YouTube. I've been doing a lot of I'm trying to study for this upcoming thing I have to do in April and pass this big test. So I have to put a lot of time in studying, and I haven't been able to do much YouTube today, but I did get to watch a few things. Like Lori, she did her unboxing of the coolest perfume, and then so did Jorgelina. It's like Jorgelina. Did you know? Did you enter Jorgelina's um, giveaway?
I don't know.
It's not this video. It's the one before this video. It's the one where she's showing all the Harry Potter stuff. You need to
No, I
go.
didn't.
Yeah. You need to totally go watch that one and you just go. It's awesome. It's a fun little video. Plus, she's showing Harry Potter
Right.
makeup. Okay, when ColourPop did a Harry Potter collection way back in the day, I bought the Slytherin collection because
Right.
although I'm a Hufflepuff, I've always wanted to be a Slytherin. Hey, Craig! And so anyway, hey, Keith! So, but I found a lot of those collabs with the Harry Potter collabs. The makeup's not that good. It's just not good. You're
Right.
buying
I
it for
wouldn't
the
think so.
packaging. Just love it for the packaging. Love it for the aesthetic. Don't think the product's great. The product's not going to be great. You know, it's just not. Hey,
No.
everybody.
Hi, Monica, Ronnie, Jeanette. I have been out of it because I slept most of the day. Driving to Miami, driving down one day and having the back wheels of a 18-wheeler come off in front of me. And then driving back, driving back the next day after my shot with one eye, it just takes so much out of me.
No. Let's backtrack and talk about the 18-wheeler. Explain.
Oh, I was on my way south on the turnpike, and there was an 18-wheeler hauling. I've never seen an 18-wheeler haul 3 forklifts. So that has to be like really heavy, right? And I wasn't right behind him. And it just so happened to be a part of the turnpike where it widens and it becomes 4 lanes instead of just 2. And I wasn't right behind him. And because I already have limited vision in this eye. Well, I see shadows in this eye, but I can tell if there's somebody right here in my rearview mirror. That's about all, because all my vision left in this eye is out here. But anyway.
Now, in front of you, you don't.
In front of me, I'm fine. So he's right here. And I'm getting ready to pass him. So I'm real close. Then all of a sudden his tire blows. And you know those big alligators you see on the side of the road? They start flying up. And I'm like, ah! So, and we're going 75 miles an hour. So I swerved. I knew there was nobody to my left, and I swerved out of the way, and then I swerved back this way. And I was like, as these tire parts are, and then another tire on his trailer blew. And so that one went flying, and I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of scary.
That's terrifying.
Oh,
that's
it was.
more than scary. You know, and I mean, they have multiple tires, so normally they can take the weight displacement, but that's not it. It's the treads that are bouncing off.
Yeah,
those
everything
are very
blowing
big
apart.
Treads. Yeah.
Yes. Hi, Apple Blonde. Yeah, so that, and then I go and get my shot the next morning. By the time I got to the hotel, I was exhausted. At 5 p.m., I left the house around 10, got down to the hotel around 5, got into the hotel and just fell asleep because I was so amped up and it just exhausted me. So just went to sleep. Got up, went down, had their breakfast, their little omelet, and then went to get my shot. And then, of course, I get in the car and drive home. And if you haven't driven in Miami, it's not like Houston. It's awful.
I've only driven in Orlando.
I know
further south.
I don't mind Orlando, but Miami's different. They're much more aggressive. But Orlando's kind of getting that way. And I remember you saying just that little part where you drove over to where to meet me
It
and
was only
Darla.
a mile and a half away, and it took me 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It was like, what the hey? How? And it wasn't like it was super heavy traffic. It's just that it had tons of lights. It was like every block had a light for that whole mile and a half. You know?
Keith, the drive itself is only 4 hours and something, but I always stop for lunch and stuff to take a breather. But I'm not driving from Orlando. I'm actually driving from the Ocala area, so that adds another hour on there or so.
Speaking of the Ocala area, we're thinking of spending a night there because we're leaving
Uh-huh.
Orlando to visit you. So we're thinking if we'll stay in that area and
In
then just
Ocala.
actually drive all the
Yeah.
way. Yeah. So if you have any recommendations, because
I really don't,
like,
but I will look around after we get
yeah,
off here in town or
yeah,
downtown over there in Ocala, in the next town over,
or
and
somewhere
see.
that's easy for you to find us going, and we go north later. Yeah, that's the whole
Okay.
point.
All
So
right.
there's no point in you driving south. You know, that's ridiculous. Um,
Craig says, when I lived in the city, it took me an hour to get 8 miles across town, which is exactly the amount of time it takes me to drive into the city from the sticks. Yes. And I was actually talking to one of the girl who sets me up for the shot. Um, and she said, I live 8 miles away and it takes me over an hour to get to work. She in Miami. Yeah.
wow. No, nope, 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 no,
It's
no.
awful.
You know, but I went to the office today and I wanted to
Hi,
just,
Orlina.
Orlina! We were talking about you. You must have heard us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was giving your giveaway a plug. Everybody go, if you watch Orlina's journey, go watch her video on Harry Potter. The one before this one, the one she just opened, she bought the, I can't say the name, but the perfume, the Louis Vuitton perfume that comes with the panda, the flat panda. And I really want that one because I want the bottle. Okay. And Lori from
Smiling Cat Couture. Smiling Cat Couture.
Smiling Cat Couture. She has a Trap Rev perfume, and they both had the video go out today. So Lori had her video go out. Jorgelina had her video going out of the both of the Murakami perfumes, and I'm like, I wanted to tell you guys. So here's the thing about perfumes: like they don't tell you this unless you're like a perfume junkie, like me. And I didn't know this until I found Super Deka, because I actually entered in YouTube through cleaning bags and then perfume. I actually didn't get into bags until after my husband asked me to stop buying perfume. But the perfume journey I was on, when you have those beautiful glass bottles that Louis Vuitton does have, you want to make sure you don't store them even in indirect sunlight. You want to keep them in a darker, dry environment, because the UV rays over years can change the color of there's a reaction in your bottle. Not everything, and most things are more stable now, but that's how sometimes when you see older perfumes that like, wait, why is that so, the color's so different than the current ones? Because they've been sitting in light or with humidity. So do not keep your perfumes in the bathroom. Do not keep your perfumes in the light. You can put them in a nice little cubby hole, like
Mine are in my closet.
Yeah.
I have a closet in my office, and that's where all my perfume is.
So you could display that's why I was saying, Marlena, like actually that flat panda with the cylinder container, keep your perfume in the cylinder container, because that particular perfume is a light, clear bottle. And that's why a lot of those old-timey prescriptions way back in the dark age, all the medical prescriptions used to be in dark bottles or dark glass bottles because of the photovoltaic sensitivities. Big words.
That's a $9 word right there.
Yeah. Or honestly, if you just put it like in the back of your cubby hole so it's not in a window, it should be completely fine. But a lot of people won't tell you. A lot of people want to put, especially something that pretty, you want to put it in a glass on the window because you're like, oh, it's so pretty, but that's actually going to deteriorate your perfume. So why stabilize vitamin C serum is in a dark glass bottle? Yeah, absolutely. A lot of face serums, if you get them, they're going to be in a dark. And you actually really want face serums like this, guys. I just shove it in a bag. You want one like this. This is a touchless, oxygenless pump. What does that mean? It's not really oxygenless, but you don't actually want face serums or creams. Like, this is actually a bad type of storage device for a face cream because, or a serum if you get serums, because by putting your hands in the product, you're contaminating the product. So the pump is much better. It's fine. It's just, I mean, if you like it, you like it. But if you have dermatologist friends, just, everything's stable until bacteria and oxygen are introduced to it. And don't Google it. But
it's
that's
like when
expiry date.
When I set up my room, I knew eventually that I would put plants in front of the window, and I would want those, I just put sheer curtains up so I can have plants there. So when I put my bag shelves that I brought with me from Daytona, they're on the same wall. So they're facing this way. There's no light getting in over there.
Yeah.
But, here lately, I have been using the same bag for weeks. And I just haven't. I know. I used to change my bags constantly, but now I've been, just using the same bag for weeks and not changing out. I don't know what's wrong. I guess I just found bags. I just found bags that I really, really like. It's the same one I showed last week.
But I don't remember last week. It's been a week.
Remember last week.
Okay. Yes. That's a great bag to live in. I understand. Oh, I love how you put the ends on the side. That's awesome. That's cool. I can see why that's Craig's favorite bag style too, because he always carries an agenda.
Right. It's the Atlantique, Mr. Craig. Oh, Craig and I. Did you see the conversation in chats earlier? So I bid on that bag, not thinking at all that I would win it because it was the starting bid. And so then when I did win it, I was like, oh, $60 for an Atlantique. Oh my God. Finally got the big size, right? And then Craig says, I was going to bid on that, but I fell asleep.
Green is Craig's favorite color, FYI.
Well, if he's got a dark brown one, I'll trade. I was looking for dark brown and found another green, but as you know, I sent a picture. I just got another green bag.
Yes. Yeah.
What's down halfway?
Yeah, Craig might be down for a swap. He might have a brown one somewhere. Green really is his favorite color. Yeah. It's always about color, right? It's like,
yeah. As you can tell by the color that I painted my room, we have the same favorite color.
Well, it was like when I was talking about my bag swap with Dee Dee and it didn't work out. The reason was the bags she wanted to swap with me. It's not that I didn't like the bags, but they were older vintage bags, which is kind of my jam. But the thing is, they were black. One of them was black and one of them was beige. You know how many beige or black bags I have now? I'm like, I can't do any more beige or black. They have got to be a color. Because I just opened up my bag for tomorrow is a black bag. I'll have to show you guys. Ooh.
He has that brown buffalo bag that has that white problem. I wonder if there's any way I can get rid of that white problem. Any way at all. He says that there isn't a way to get rid of it.
Hair dryer. The hair dryer didn't do it. When you heat it with the hair dryer.
We'll have to ask him.
Because normally, if it's oh my gosh, Smiley Cat Couture. Okay.
We were talking about you.
We are pausing the show. I have an unboxing from Lori. We're going to do it right
now. All right. So since Lori is down here on the screen. Hi, Jennifer.
Yeah.
I'm going to put Lori back up.
Woohoo! So we were talking about you, girl. Because, Lori, you did your video today on your perfume. Well, so did Jorgelina. She bought the Flat Panda. So she did a video. So Lori sent me some samples because she loves me, and I don't have to hook up or know anybody, And in the land, you sent me a thank you card. It should be the other way around. Oops, I'll read it later, but
Okay.
wait a minute, I'll read it now. I got this other sample as well. I thought you would throw it in. Jacqueline, please enjoy these perfumes. Imagination is the men's fragrance, but my daughter loves it, and we all know fragrance is fragrance. Yeah, there's no gender with fragrance. I think it's so stupid. I wear so many men's fragrances, so let's see what I got. I'm so excited.
Jorgelina said that it was a collab. I am behind on videos, ladies. I'm sorry. I have not
Wait a minute,
seen these.
you both collabed to release it on the same day? So I watched both videos. So, okay, this one is the Harrow's, the Absence. I can't speak French. I'm butchering these. Laugh at me if you wish, because French was never my thing. I took Spanish for like 5 times. Imagination, and what is this other one? This one is wait. Oh, this is another trap. A Trap Revs. This is apparently this is their #1 perfume in the women's collection. I didn't know that. Somebody told me that. On my video when I opened it, they said this is like the #1. I didn't know Imaginations for men's. No wonder I like it. So this is Imagination, and I really wanted to smell it because I really wanted to get the Flat Panda, but I've never smelled this before, so I'm going to put this on right now. And so these are awesome. And it's so funny because if you go to the store for Louis Vuitton and ask for samples, they don't have them. They don't give them out freely. I've asked. Oh, wow.
You can, and some of them,
it.
like the one that's in Orlando, you can spray them on a card.
Yeah.
You know, they have like a station.
Oh, wow.
Or was that the one in Miami?
Citrusy.
I think it was the one in Orlando.
Citrusy. I love this. Okay.
What is that?
I think the Flat Panda one. This is the Imagination. This is the one, the Flat Panda Murakami. You know, I don't have $400, y'all. When I have $400 and they still have it, I would love to buy it. Now, with my dang luck, it will be sold out and never redone because it's a cruise or capsule collection, which means limited quantities. But man, this smells. This is the one. I love it. Absolutely love it. I have not disliked anything I've tried except for that one that unfortunately I don't love, but Brian loves. It kind of smells like, I think it's Pacific Chill. I do not love that one. That I went into the store specifically to smell that, and to me it smells like sweet peach tea. And it just,
no.
I don't like that fragrance. And I don't. That's what I smell. Now I don't know if that's what it's supposed to smell like. That's what I smell.
Okay.
This smells like just a citrus, and most men's fragrances is a bergamot, citrus, lime forward. I don't know why they do that. And most women's fragrances tend to be floral. What are the notes? Let me see if I can go find the notes for you. Let's go to Louis Vuitton, which I used to have the app, but I took the app off because I had to constantly keep updating it. It was very frustrating.
Yeah, like, my app is off too.
Every time I opened the app, it was like, yeah, it was like.
There are certain apps that I wish I could have that I just take off because they're annoying.
Ooh.
Oh.
So, yep, she got it. Let me show you the photo though.
Neroli, Sicilian cedar, Calabrian, bergamot, Nigerian ginger, Ceylon cinnamon.
Bergamot is what I smell the most. And that's funny because that's the base note.
I love the smell of my bergamot teas. So it's like.
So if you want to see what this looks like, this is the video that Jorgelina, she unboxes today. This is a lovely smell. Lovely smell. It's fresh. The neroli, Sicilian neroli cedar. I love cedar. Actually,
I like cedar.
Craig, this would be right up your alley. This is a really great scent. You would like this scent. Ginger. You don't even really smell the ginger or cinnamon. You really smell bergamot. And I don't even smell the black tea, and that's the first front note. It's just fresh, really nice. Probably because I'm smelling mostly the neroli and the
tea has a nice
bergamot.
fresh smell to me. I like the smell of tea.
It's called Imagination by Louis Vuitton, Craig. It really, I mean, seriously, this is very similar. It has a brighter scent than Chanel Blue, because he wears Chanel Blue and I do too. And he also wears Polo Blue and Polo Red, I think. But he just, he wears, and his fragrance, and Pour Homme for Hermes. I don't have that one yet, but he has very similar scents. We like the same scents, really, we really do.
It reminds Orlean of
Reminds me of babies. See, I don't get babies at all. Like when you said that, I'm like, oh no. But I don't get the. Of course, I don't have babies, so I haven't been around baby fragranced items. Yeah, fresh nursery baby cologne. Yeah, I didn't even know babies had cologne until.
When I think about how my daughter's nursery smelled when she was a baby, that's such a. I don't know. There's no way to describe how it makes you feel. Cool.
There is that smell, fresh babies, newborn baby smell. It is.
I know.
It is a thing.
It's a thing.
And I think it has to do with the breast milk or something. But I don't know. There's that smell that babies have, or a formula. I don't know, because it's what they're eating. It's what they're eating. They're eating formula or breast milk. That's all they're eating, and it's sweet. It's just we're programmed to like sweet. So maybe it's that sweet baby, fresh newness.
Mixed with a little bit of baby powder.
Thank you so much, Lori. And then I have my bag set aside to get it framed, because I'm gonna take it to the framers. I thought, do it myself. Like, no, because it has two sides, which I didn't know. I didn't know it had two sides, so I can get two opportunities to get this perfectly framed in my house.
Yeah, it's not a baby smell. It's like all the yummy things like you wash your baby with, and like it's a mixture of Jergens, baby stuff, and everything.
Yeah,
baby is
because everything with babies is set free, but it's also normally going to be like,
Jackie.
You always want to buy cotton. I see Craig's comment. It's the combination, okay? It's not just the one thing.
She's thinking of like the chemical makeup of the smell of the baby's head, because they're only drinking breast milk.
Of babies, because you bathe babies and you put powder and but I don't get powder from this, and you put in my generation it was like you use baby oil. I don't think they do that anymore for babies. They don't use baby oil ointments, and then they you use a very light scented fragrances for everything, because everything has to be baby safe. And normally baby safe is, you didn't really want to find out your baby has a dye allergy based on like the first time you give them a bath. That would be like a bad moment. So everything's like very gentle. They have kits in turn your decorative shopping bags into actual handbags on. Oh, really? Wait. Oh, what? Oh, Ed Braun did one of those, Ronnie. He did one of those. He took a Louis Vuitton, I think, bag, and he did the whole put it inside of plastic to do the whip stitching. Yeah, he did that, and I think he sold it. Oh, sorry. I'll breathe. I had espresso today.
Oh, I have one. Isn't it lovely? Oh, and you remember that bag that I showed you in our chats? That burro?
Yeah.
Okay. I bought that on the 3rd. And for some reason now it's in Puerto Rico. I've been tracking it. My bag is... And I texted the seller and I said, oh my God, now it's in Puerto Rico. And they texted back, oh my God, what the hell?
Where's it coming originating?
Like North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay, so here's I don't know if you saw this. USA Today did an article, and it's clickbaity, but it was like the contract with UPS and USPS on their delivery of SurePost has ended. So apparently it's going to be some upheaval in our shipping again. It's like, really? It's already going everywhere.
So then the person said, well, maybe the hub for Florida is Puerto Rico. And I'm like,
That's ridiculous.
No.
Go to an island.
They
Go
sent
to
it
an
out
island.
to an island?
Really? Yeah.
I'm like, no. I said they sent it on vacation. So my bag is going to the Caribbean. Anyway, this is
That's
from
funny.
Jelly Cat.
Oh, I didn't know they had little bags. They came in bags. That's so
Yes.
cute. I've never bought a new one. I've always bought one that someone's given them to me.
Exactly, Jennifer. My bag is in the Caribbean. Anyway, it's the year of the Slytherin. in the Japanese zodiac. Oh, it's a care card. All right. He's supposed to be a snake, but he kind of looks like a worm, doesn't he?
Oh, he's so cute.
Have you ever seen a cute snake?
Well,
Oh, he's cute.
I think it's cute.
It's like tilting its head.
Hey, Craig, the only thing I've ever heard that is good for hair loss is minoxidil. But once you start it, you have to keep using it. But I think that might be the female version. There's a male version and a female version of hair. It's hormonal related. I think that is the cutest little snake. Charm.
Snakes were furry. It's right. Ah. Okay.
Hognose snakes.
Hognose snakes are cute. That's how big it is on this bag. But I have a bigger bag coming that will look good on. So, you're the snake skid. I could just knock my wallet on the floor.
So before the live started, Jolie asked me if I had been packed, and I started laughing because no, I am not. Do you understand the weather that is happening? I do not know what to pack. I keep looking at the weather report, and I'm like 30 or 20 degrees on Monday, and by the time we drive over into Florida, I think we're going to be right before the snaps hit the bad snaps, because we're driving off Monday. We'll be in Louisiana, and then on Tuesday we'll be in Jacksonville, Florida. So we should get cool weather, but it should not be like the low freezing teens, hopefully. But the further south we end up going, eventually we're going to end up in the Bahamas, y'all. Like, we're not supposed to pack. I don't know. It's supposed to be 60 degrees in the Bahamas. So I'm like, well, to me, 60 is still pretty cool. So I'm going to still wear... Hey, James and I were going through, what should we take? And I said, James, why are you trying to take the least amount of stuff possible? He goes, I want all to fit in my backpack. I'm like, okay.
Ah.
I says, you can take your clothes in a backpack. I have to take luggage. I have to take 5 sets of clothes, 3 sets of pajamas, house slippers, and 3 pairs of shoes as a minimum. Like, you are lucky I am only taking 1 handbag. Craig says, Trav bought me a Squishmallow today. I have so many stuffed animals. God forbid. But
yes,
they're so nice. I love Squishmallows.
They are cute. I love the jelly cats, but because they're a good size, you can hang them. Well, the bags.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie, you could stop. And pick up Jolie's bag.
Okay. So one of the things we did today was I went, and I'd been looking at my jewelry anyway, because last month I had to sell something to make it through the month, because December was like a big mistake. About 15,000 things went wrong. And then this month, because my mother-in-law passed, she had been paying the car payment. That's her car, but the car's in our name, so we get to now inherit that car payment. So because it's in our name. And we knew this going into it, that this was a bad raw deal, but she was supposed to pay it off. And she had the money to do it. We just hadn't done it yet, and nobody, obviously, whatever. The woman didn't even have a will. So, let's just not even go there. So we had 2 car payments and a whole extra $600 that we had to pay this month. So on the month we're going on vacation. So I'm looking at James. He's looking at me like, how are we supposed to pay for this? And we're like not doing that great. So I went to my jewelry box and I looked at the stuff, and I'd looked at this last month because the ring I sold last month was a huge ring. Like, it was a cocktail ring. I don't know what possessed me to buy it. And then other than it's gorgeous, sometimes I get beauty distracts from common sense. And
like, you're never gonna wear it.
Oh, these 4 rings I sold. One of the rings I've had since before I married James, and one of them, 20 years, 15 years, 17 years. I think the newest one in there was maybe 10 or 9 years, 10 years. And here's the thing. So I've always bought pawn shop jewelry for precious metals because there's such a huge markup. And I used to go to a really awesome pawn store over in Beaumont when I go visit my grandparents. Like, here, the pawn stores here are just like a whole different thing. It's really indicative of the jewelry and the time period around you. What type of things end up in a pawn shop, the styles of jewelry, the style of stuff. So anyway, I bought this stuff so long ago that it actually retained all its value, and I earned extra money from it. And I was really surprised. I know gold's gone up, but I was able. Jennifer says, I hate that you're selling your jewelry. It's so personal. It is personal, but I told James, like, what do you think of these? I don't wear 14 karat gold anymore. I used to wear yellow gold. 2 of these rings were yellow gold. 1 was white, 2 were white gold. The 2 that were white gold, the one band is a channel set, and I didn't want to have to reset it. And then the other one is a solitaire. That would be the only one I keep, but honestly, I'm not really that type of a diamond wearing person anymore. I wear this. This is what I like wearing. I like streamline. I like not a lot of prongs on things. I like it to be as smooth as possible. It doesn't catch on stuff because I sleep in my jewelry. I sleep in this. So the solitaire nods, and the nodding drives me completely nuts. I'm constantly trying to move it to be centered. So I didn't have any problem selling it. I just told James, like, this is pretty much the last bit of gold stuff I have left because I haven't been buying it. As I said, I bought that stuff like 20 years ago. But I haven't worn most of those rings in over 10 years, guys. Like, so it wasn't, and I have no heirs. I have no one to give it to. My sister has a ton of jewelry, and no one's. What am I going to do? Hand over my, when I kick the bucket, here's all my stuff. They're just going to sell it then anyway. So I sold it, and I'm not upset about it. And I'm fine with it, and I'm actually thrilled. I am a little sad though, because I'm like, what the jewelry I've sold this last 2 months, like, man, I sold $2,000 worth of jewelry. Like, literally, that's the cash value I got. And I'm like,
can you see my wedding ring?
I didn't even get to buy a bag.
Let me see if I can get this where you can see it.
Oh, I like the way that's mounted. Yes.
Yes. I had them melted like that. In fact, what do they call the point? I forgot. It's been so long now. I did have it in a solitaire for my wedding, but that's because I didn't have time to have the ring built. I copied this from Tiffany and had a jeweler build it, but the bottom of the diamond does stick out below and go into my finger. But after a while, it doesn't even leave a dot anymore or anything. But it used to when it was new. And they said, you're not going to like this. It's going to poke you. But I got used to it, and it doesn't even show that it pokes me anymore. But anyway, I had it set flush because I wear my ring all the time, and you know.
Trust me, I hate it. it catching on stuff. And plus, I did ask James if he cared about any of these things. He didn't care at all. And part of what brought this on, guys, is my mother-in-law obviously just passed, and we're talking about her jewelry. She does have some jewelry left over that's been at my brother-in-law's house that came from her house. I mean, it's a long story, but her ring, one of her dinner cocktail rings she always wore, belonged to her, either her mother or her grandmother. So her sister, who is still in life, I says, we need to make sure that ring gets to her sister because she's the only one with the emotional connection to where that came from. To everybody else, it's just a ring. But what made that ring important was that it was their mothers or grandmothers. I can't remember which family member it was. And we just need to make sure that that happens. And so I was thinking about my jewelry. Like, well, what's my jewelry? It's like,
Yeah,
so
what am I going to do with it? Yeah.
it's a little easier for me to let go of the jewelry than it is to let go of my bags. My bags are useful. Jewelry is just adornment. Its usefulness is just pretty.
Lori, the same for me because nurse and taking gloves
Yeah.
off and on. I also have another ring that sits next to it that has 3 diamonds. And I had all the diamonds set in platinum so they wouldn't fall out. And in case I smacked them or anything, because I did have one that fell out in the other set that had to be replaced, and they replaced it because it was like within a week because I had it set in gold, which was a bad idea. So then I had them reset everything in platinum. But and the other one's in white gold because I mix. You see that Tiffany ring is gold and silver, and then the band that goes with this is platinum. So
what is your ring size?
Right now it's an 8, but it goes down to a 7.5. I'm swollen up right now because I just did that drive, and when I did that drive, I ate some carbs, and if I eat carbs, like today, I ate carbs too, I swell up. I can't have carbs.
But Craig, I understand what you're saying. That's what I hate about rings that are set with prongs, because I have a couple charms on my bracelet that it always catches on something. It drives me nuts because I've ruined so much clothes. But the charm is a puppy dog, and I got that puppy dog in my remembrance of my puppy, so I can't get rid of it. I love it, so I just have to deal with it. But yeah,
that's the reason I don't wear my bracelets all the time. They'll always hang on something. And I have a Tiffany bracelet, and everybody says, oh, Hermes silver's better, but my Tiffany bracelet is really, really old.
well,
except it had this heart that got caught on the top of a picnic table.
Say that? You know that sterling silver is a metal composition.
It's sterling silver.
It just depends on what the other part of the composition other than the sterling silver, because they blend it. Right. And then a lot of times people, oh, it's such a great stuff, it doesn't tarnish. If it doesn't tarnish, it has a coating on it. No, it's silver. They just coat it and they don't tell you. You know, it's like, dude, it has a coating on it. Sterling silver will oxidize with oxygen. That is what happens to sterling silver.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a natural element. So not the only thing that makes silver different from company to company is the other component that's not the silver, that the component metal to it. Yeah. Anyway.
Right. Now, soapbox removed.
James doesn't wear his wedding ring, right?
Matt doesn't wear his either.
People say stuff. I said, James, I married you. You know I married you. The ring doesn't do anything. You don't have to wear a ring. You don't wear a ring. Don't wear a ring.
Same here. And he had his ring, but he's a fiddler, and he had one like this one, and he would flip it and bring it to the end of his finger and then flip it back and dropped it, and it fell into the steering column of a broken steering column that he had in one of our old cars. And there it stayed.
I just got a visit from Pugsley. He wanted to have pets. He's just really the cutest dog. He is a Finding Dory type of dog. He really is vacuous. I thought Mr. Watson. No, Mr. Watson was actually a very smart dog compared to Pugsley. Pugsley is a walking stomach.
It's amazing, isn't it? You
Oh, I
thought
have.
that Watson was dumb. Until you get one that's dumber.
Yes.
Okay.
So I have a little unboxing. This was actually in my mail yesterday, and when I did my opening, and I forgot. I knew it was in my hallway. I just didn't want to go get it. So oh, there it was. So I want to show you the other tea item I got because I'm a sucker. I don't need it. I just had to have it. And I looked at it and looked at it and looked at it. See, I watched one Timu hauler,
Poor Bugsley.
and when I watched her video, I always go scrolling on Timu, which is why I can't watch more than that one hauler,
Hi,
because that's
Aaron.
what happens with any of these. I get easily influenced, y'all. I get influenced.
Yeah. I try not to. Try to be all, oh, I'm not. But, oh my goodness. It's sparkly.
And it's that Aurora Borealis
Yeah.
little coin purse.
Where's that from?
So it has a little chain. Timu. It's just a little, but look, it's faceted. This is really beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, I love stuff like this. Little sparkly things that do nothing but make me happy. Yeah, right.
I'm still gonna try to bedazzle one of my
Oh, I'm still doing
Paloma
that too.
Picasso bags.
Yeah.
I started
It has a little
bedazzling
bit.
stuff years ago, and I haven't kept up with it much. But I need to get rid of some stuff so I have room. All my bedazzling stuff's buried in my closet.
It's very cute. I bought.
Oh,
this
that is very
lipstick
cute.
I bought this with a lipstick, or to be a bag charm on my bags, because this is how we roll. I can show you my bag today. Well, this is the bag I moved in, that I'm going to be moving in for tomorrow. So this is the bag I moved into. This is the one that I got from Kaz. This is that Jennifer. This is the one that's called Elizabeth and James, that they don't make anymore. And Kaz had this, and she showed it in one of her videos, and she said she would probably never sell it. And I had texted her and says, if you ever sell that bag, please let me know. Well, then she decided to go through her bags, and she was gonna sell it. And she texted me. I was like, if you can hang on to that till January, I will buy that from you. Well, who knew that my life was going to go into topsy-turvy land? So January hit, and I'm broke. Luckily, Jennifer bought a bag from me, and I was able to buy this from Kaz, which saved my bacon, and she got a
all
bag
the way from
loved,
Australia.
Yes, and I got here. What bag am I taking with me on vacation? I don't know. So I'm thinking of taking my the Celine bag, because it's so lightweight, but with all the getting in and out of the car, because we're traveling so far, I don't know. I think I'm gonna take the Celine bag just because it goes with everything. It's gray and black, and then it is lightweight, easy to carry. But see, when I'm on the boat, it just sits in the room. I never carry it again.
Right, that makes sense.
It's on the boat, right? It's only being used on the traveling. So it's basically finding a bag that fits easily in the car that I don't mind throwing on the floorboard or throwing. I mean, this is the problem, guys. This is the traveling part.
But then you also need like your little crossbody or something to go into Buc-ee's and all that crap on the road. Yeah. And the thing is, my keys are attached, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see. Marilla says, take my Gucci tote. I actually don't take my big tote. I'm going to take a backpack, because of the my instability, I should say, of walking. I will be taking a cane. And I do use my cane on the boat. And the thing about on the boat is it's hard for me to balance a shoulder bag in a moving vehicle like a boat. So what I end up having to do is use a backpack, which I normally hate doing. So I have to have a front body bag and a backpack, because I never carry my credentials and stuff and wallet and stuff in my backpack. So I have to have a front bag and a backpack bag, and I'll be carrying luggage. So I'm not taking rolling luggage. Oh, it's gray and dark blue leather? Oh, well, I didn't even notice that. I thought it was black. Well, thank you, Jeanette.
But so the thing is with I don't like rolling luggage. If you just watched Gwenny Styled by Gwenny, if you watched her video today, or it was yesterday, she just did a video, okay? In her video, she showed her beautiful I think it's called the Horizon 55 Louis Vuitton luggage, you know, the rolling luggage. Anyway, um everybody likes to use rolling luggage, and I get it. I am one of those really weird people that I hate. I love buying luggage. Now, in certain situations, I'll use that luggage, but when you are traveling and carrying things in and out of a hotel, you're throwing things in and out of a car, when you're throwing things into a boat, what I like about a soft duffel bag,
Oh
even though
yeah.
it's a shoulder bag, is that it's malleable, squishy, and it can fit in all these spaces. And
Right.
as long as I can sling it on my shoulder and carry it, I'm not. It's easier to carry than it is actually to roll, especially when you're going. It's not in an airplane. That's a different story. In an airplane, rolling luggage all day long. But in a train or a car or a boat, I prefer soft duffel luggage as long as I can carry it. So I'm always very conscious of my weight, of what's in the bag, what shoes. Like you wear your heaviest items on your body, you
Right.
know. And then you have to worry about balancing. So I have to wear something that I can balance. And the soft luggage, you can distribute the weight in there so that it's crossbody with a bandolier. And I look like a pack mule. But hey, I'm already 300 pounds. Nobody's really getting that close to me anyway because I take up the whole gangway. So it's fine. Nobody cares. And I can, it's fine. So that's how I travel. Look. See? And this is what we love about these little things. It makes me so happy. So anyhow, I'm not packed.
You leave
I'm not
Monday.
packed.
You still have a couple
No,
days.
yeah, I do leave Monday. Actually, not even that, guy. So here's the good news. Tomorrow we're not going to the office. So we'll be doing stuff around here to get ready to go. Saturday, my sister's coming. She will be doing an unboxing. And y'all just pretend you never saw anything because the video that's showing the stuff she's opening, I already did a video unboxing it because I unboxed it first. So this is my sister going through it Saturday. And then Sunday we are driving 3 hours away to the coast of Texas to drop off our babies with their grandpuppies with Auntie Leslie, or I should say Granny Leslie, because she calls them her grandkids. So, because we're her kids, right? So she calls the babies her grandchildren. So she's Granny. You can go visit Granny, and she's gonna. She lives all the way over on the coast of Texas, a little bit north of Corpus. So 3 hours to get there,
Corpus
and
Christi.
we'll drop. Yeah, we'll drop off the babies, talk for a while, an hour or so, and then get in a car and drive 3 hours back. And that's normal for Texas, y'all. That's actually kind of normal. Honestly, it's the same type of drive if I wanted to drive to Houston and back, 3 hours. Yeah. So, because I live in the middle of Texas. And then on Monday, James and I have a doctor's appointment, and we do that first thing in the morning. And then after that, we drive up to get my friend who lives in Austin. And then we hang over and go over to Louisiana and stop in Baton Rouge for the evening. So it's going to be a lot of driving. Yeah. But it's going to be fun. So I'm going to miss the Sunday live as I'll be not here. I'll be in the car. And Monday, if I do a live, it will be from a hotel room, and I have no guarantees what time that will happen. But I don't think it's going to be too bad because we would be leaving maybe around 10 o'clock from Austin to Baton Rouge. It's about 5 hours to the state line in Louisiana, and then a couple hours into. It really does depend on traffic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Craig. If you're gonna go, good night.
Night.
I do have an OR story, but it's not really an OR story, and it might let you know a little bit too much about me because this is something that I did. But I will tell you the OR story real quick. Okay, so there was a surgeon that I worked with all the time. He was an orthopedic surgeon. And orthopedics is more difficult sometimes than other surgeries because they use parts and they use things, equipment that other surgeries don't use. Like most other surgeries all have basic instruments that can be used for all surgeries. The specialties that use special stuff is some of neuro and spine, some of ENT, and then orthopedics. Well, so I always worked with him on every Tuesday and every Friday. Well, one day I was working with him and now he was very clean cut. He was new to his practice. He was newly married and, he was just a young guy. And I was young too at the time. And he told this story about how he went over to Altamont Springs and went to Shell's and he ordered his dinner and he had told the waitress that he was allergic to mushrooms, just make sure there was no mushrooms with his dinner. And then he ordered a side and the side came with mushrooms in it. So he complained and he said that the server got yelled at and was crying and all of this because he said, you could have killed me. I'm allergic to mushrooms and all this. So I looked at him, I said, you're not really allergic to mushrooms, are you? And he said, no. I said, you had that poor girl crying and you're not allergic to mushrooms. He said, no. Well, I remembered that. Now, I was working in a rather small town. So it's oftentimes we would accidentally frequent same restaurants and stuff with some of the people that we worked with. And my parents had come and I was on call. So we wanted to stay near where I lived and worked. I actually lived right across the street from the hospital when I was working at this time. And we went out to dinner and I saw, his best friend's wife was my daughter's cheerleading instructor. That's how small this town was. So anyway, they're all sitting over there, but he hasn't seen me. So I switched places with my mom and I called the waitress over. Mind you, this is about 3 months later from the time that he told me this story. So I called the waitress over and I said, I would like an order of fried mushrooms. And I want you to take them over to that table over there. We're going to pay for them. Do not tell them who sent it. And tell them that they're from Stormy, which was the name of the waitress that he told me. That was her name. So it went over and I changed places with my mom again after, and I kind of watched and they get all confused. Then they start arguing back and forth because they're blaming each other. And so anyway, I worked with him. Now this was on a Saturday night. This was on a Saturday night. And I worked with him every Tuesday and Friday. So Tuesday I said nothing. But Friday, last case, we had worked together all day, Tuesday, all day, Friday. Friday, last case, happens to be a knee arthroscopy, where they put the scopes in. So it's a fairly short case. And I was cutting the last suture. There's only 3 stitches in an arthroscopy. So as I'm cutting the last suture, I go, so how are your mushrooms last Saturday night? And this guy never cussed. So he shocked the whole OR and I busted up laughing. He goes, you son of a bitch. And I said, no wonder you never cuss. You don't know how. Anyway, so he said, I was blaming Kirby. I was blaming the whole softball team. By the way, this guy's softball team was all ex-professionals, professional baseball players, because they would all come to the orthopedics, get their shoulders to work on. Anyway, that gives you a clue as to me and things that I used to do. I played a lot of pranks on them around town.
Brilliant. I mean, today it might be considered hazing and an HR issue, but back then.
Well, I couldn't have gotten in trouble for that anyway, because all I did was send him some free food.
You gave him some, it's like, really, what the heck? It's like, what are you upset about?
Oh, it was good for a laugh anyway.
Oh, it was excellent. It was excellent. I love it. I would have, oh, well, okay, maybe I wouldn't have done that. I actually fussed at my coworkers today because they were being dudes and being bros. And I'm like,
Hmm.
guys, that's hazing. That's hazing. What you guys are doing is called a HR ethics issue. You need to be careful. And
Party
they're like,
pooper.
yes, I am. Y'all, I'm Hermione. I am that. Well, of course, Hermione got into a
Hermione.
lot of trouble, so I'm actually more like Neville. Because Neville's like, no, you cannot leave the common room. You'll get us in trouble. This is why I'm a Hufflepuff, guys. So anyway, rules follower Jackie. I do not know how to be like break the rules to save my life. I didn't break the rules, so I'm looking at my friends and they're hazing each other, and so our one coworker sits down at the lunch table and he has a pizza and he put Parmesan cheese on it, so it smells like Parmesan cheese. Well, it has a distinctive tart, tangy odor. It's cheese, right? So, because it's real Parmesan, not like fake Parmesan. And my friend, my other coworker, he says like, "Man, that stinks." I looked at him like, "Did you really just have our coworker sit down and tell him his food smells bad?" He goes, "Yeah."
In the break
What?
room, in the break rooms, like at work, and I always worked in surgery centers or hospitals, so there would always be a sign that somebody would put up that would say, "No fish and no popcorn."
Popcorn. Burnt popcorn goes through the
Because they
whole
always
building.
burn it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing too, like with my friend and he goes, "Wait a minute! Yesterday I had a burrito and I put ketchup on it, and the entire table gave me hell." And I looked at him like, "You
Ketchup
did
doesn't
what?
what?
Wait! You put ketchup on a burrito on purpose?"
It's on
Like,
purpose.
yeah, it was dry. It needed a sauce. I'm like, that's not the right thing to do. You cannot. Like, is this
Sometimes you
in
deserve to get
California?
hazed. And that's one of the reasons. That's one of the
And
reasons that somebody shit deserves it.
he was like, "No, it's not something they did in California. I just didn't have any sauce." I'm like, then that's a bad burrito, because burritos really should have enough interior condiments that you don't actually need a sauce on a burrito. It's not a chimichanga. It's like, so basically, we work in Austin, y'all. Austin. Burritos, while not technically a Tex-Mex thing, it's still something that's commonly eaten here. You do not put ketchup. You do
Grace.
not put ketchup. I've learned how to quickly eat on my own. Oh, I eat tuna fish. I have canned mackerel with rice. Believe me, I can't. Of course, I don't take kimchi with me to the office because that'd be cruel and unusual punishment. But I eat it at home, and
I used to always take my lunch, no matter what, outside, because
yeah.
over the last few years that I was working, because I was always working in surgery centers, and it's just too many people in one space, and we always inevitably will have a picnic table or something outside of these, and I would always go outside, and that is how I broke my Tiffany bracelet, because I wore it to work that day, and the big old heart got stuck. It was one of those metal mesh ones, those mesh tops, and they have like diamonds across the top in mesh, and the heart got stuck down in there, and I didn't know, and I got up with all that force to get up and go back and work in, and it broke the clasp. I'm thinking of just cutting the clasp and putting they have $20 jump rings, and I have one. I'm thinking of doing that.
My Tiffany story was I had this absolutely gorgeous bracelet. Absolutely gorgeous. It was a beautiful linked chain bracelet. It's about $300 pre-loved. I mean, it was beautiful with a medallion on it that was a flag, enameled flag. It was absolutely gorgeous. Well, I'd worn it, and then one day I looked down and noticed that the enamel had chipped off. This is when Tiffany made jewelry in New York by people, and so when I went to the Tiffany store, of course I'd never seen this bracelet because Tiffany's been around for a minute, and just because you work there doesn't mean you know everything. And
Exactly.
basically they told me they can't fix it. And then I was so upset when I got into the car. I was holding it, and I put it in the middle console of my truck at the time, and I turned out of the parking lot, and it slid. And I swear it went into my sister's bag, but she swears it didn't. But I have never seen that bracelet again. I could never. I looked at the entire truck. I'm like, where the heck could this bracelet have gone?
Oh
Only thing I can
no.
think of is either slid out that way or slid into. But I don't think it could have into the, because sometimes there's a little bit of space right
Space.
between the fittings of the interior thing that goes right into the engine. If most people aren't aware of that, but
And then
it
bounces
those two
right down to the
places.
ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was gone. It was gone. It was so sad. But I was very upset with Tiffany. This is before Tiffany. I think this was right after LVMH had bought them out. So once I realized that Tiffany was no longer an American company and they no longer did their own repairs, what they told me was this type of item that they don't repair these things, they replace them, and if they're not in their current catalog, they can't fix it, because when that was made, it was hand enameled in New York, and their current enamel is done in mass in China. He did tell
Yeah.
me that. Yeah, they only have 2 colors of enamel now.
Sunday, I'll show you that if you're going live Sunday. I don't know. Are you going live Sunday
I
with
won't
me?
be here.
Okay.
I'll probably be lurking because I'll be on the road.
Okay. Well, I'll have to find somebody. Who wants to come live Sunday?
Ask Christiana.
I'll ask Christiana too. If not, I will at least come on and show it to you and maybe fix it on the live, because I'm not taking it to Tiffany to have it fixed. Because
Lori, you should be on a live with us.
Yeah, Lori, do you want to come live? She might not still be here. I'll ask her.
Craig's not going to be.
No.
Yeah. No, but the thing is, so I do have another necklace I do need to get repaired, and it's these are genuine Mikimoto cultured pearls, and they're Akoya pearls, and I can get them done, and I think about for $400 I can get them restrung, but to get them recertified and evaluated cost like, I don't know if I want to put that much money into it, but the only value in it, if I ever do sell it, is in that provenance. I have to have that certificate because Mikimoto is very valuable. It is so funny because I was watching LV Lovers CC. She did a video, and another YouTuber, they're talking about these pearls from Gingerberry. It's a weird, I don't know what, some other company, and they're talking about, oh, now wear this, my Gingerberry pearls. I'm like, who is Gingerberry? It's like, at least with Mikimoto, I know that long-standing culture, reference, but it's like, who? I have a love for South Sea pearls, and
so do I. I used to have,
pearls.
I still have some, but the black pearl, that's my favorite, especially when it has like the green sheen.
Pearling.
And the purple sheen. Lori, do you want to come live with me Sunday at this time? I don't know what time zone you're in.
An hour
Before
prior.
Now. Yeah. It'd be 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Or Grace.
I would love to get pearls from Australia. I would love to get. To just go to Australia. Yeah. I almost had. Oh, yay! She said yes.
Yay! Okay. Yay! So I will get a hold of you. I think I follow her on Instagram. Do you have an Instagram, Lori?
I have Lori. I have Lori's phone number. I can just Lori. I'll give Jolie your phone number if you're okay with that. So, like, the thing, okay, cool. So tomorrow what I have to do is I have to go to the drop-off blood work. And what I should have done was drink about a gallon of water today. What did I do? I had espresso.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, tomorrow's blood work, we'll see how that goes. It's not going to be a great report. It's probably going to be like, Jackie, you need to come back in 3 months, versus Jackie, you're great for 6 months. No, it's going to be, Jackie, you need to come back in 3 months. I'm like, fine. But it's
the whole thing about Australia is I would love to be in Australia, and get some South Sea pearls, or maybe go over to the islands. The problem is I don't want to travel there.
My mother's South Sea pearls came out of the Philippines because she lived in the Philippines. She picked out
Right.
each individual pearl and she had them drilled and strung right there. And she was complaining at the expense. I'm like, Mother, are you insane? I wanted to get those pearls so badly. But, guess who gets those pearls? No, my cousins and my other two sisters. Because whatever. I'm like, okay, Mom. So I bought my own South Sea pearls and I bought them. They're not very big as far as South Sea pearls go, but I have earrings, and I
I have a
bought
pair of
them.
earrings.
Yeah, and that's it. That's all I got.
And then I have some black pearls, which I'm sure are not genuine, but
Mine are
I mean they're
water. They're freshwater
pearls,
cultured.
but there's some
Yeah,
freshwater cultured stuff.
yeah. The peacock pearls, those are pretty. Tahitian pearls, I think that's what the originals. But I love pearls. They come out of the way they're made now, and because they start them off with the seeds, so they can kind of artificially give a larger
Color.
seed and just have the oysters
Yes.
cut. And you do because traditionally it's just a grain of sand stuck in a mollusk, and it's coated. But to speed up the process that really can't be speeded, you start with something larger. They actually place in a seed bead to have the mollusk start coating it, and it takes a couple years. It's really fascinating. It truly is.
I've always loved pearls. That's okay. I kind of like small ones. To be honest, my favorites are Keisha South Sea pearls, which are oddly formed. Yeah. Oh, I like all pearls.
My favorite are rice pearls, or they're fresh water, and the seed pearls. You used to actually find them in Edwardian settings. They were so tiny that they're kind of encapsulated, and you cannot find them anymore because that's actually a natural process. And now any of those small seed pearls, they use them to reseed other if they find them. But normally it's such a cultivated thing now. It's not natural. It's not a natural process. Watching farming of mollusk in general, or abalone, which is another thing that is very prized in Asian cuisine, it's really fun. It's actually, I watch a lot of documentaries, y'all.
That's my birthstone, the opal, and then June is of course the pearl, but the opal. So I've had opals. I've had 2 opals shatter on me, of course. That's just one of the risks that you take when you buy opals.
Fire opals. I love opals. Opals are great, but there's some weird type of old wives' tale about opals. Like if it's not your birthstone, they say don't wear it.
Wear it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we know they're very soft.
Yeah. Yeah, very soft. Yeah. And that's the same thing with emerald. And that's the thing about the jewelry I sold today. The sapphire and the emerald that were in the jewelry I sold today, those were natural, which is almost impossible to find now. Because almost all the jewelry made now is lab created, which I honestly have no problem with. I have no problem with that because I buy my stuff out of a pawn shop.
I adore jewelry. I adore sapphires and emeralds and rubies, and yeah. You still have the tanzanite one, right?
It's coming to your house.
Yeah, thank you.
Tanzanite is only mined in Tanzania. It's a limited item. It's very beautiful. It's extremely soft. It's just like pearl. Excuse me, not pearls. Pearls are also soft, but opals. I think opals are softer than Tanzanite. Emeralds are very soft too. But that's why the emerald cut, that cut is a very stabilizing cut. Each stone has its own cleavage lines, how it naturally wants to cleave, which means fracture. And I was a rock hound in earth sciences was my fun thing. I almost was a geologist, guys. I would have been happy as a gemologist, but yeah, no, I wasn't a trust fund baby to sit in college my rest of my life.
Yeah,
there's not that much. so
your parents didn't already own the emerald mine.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the mines are all exhausted. Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of the stuff, a lot of the silver mining, not silver mining, turquoise mining is actually a byproduct of copper mining.
Yes.
Turquoise veins are next to copper. Is it copper? Or
Yeah, they have
copper and
copper
alloy?
running through a lot of them.
Yeah, copper. Yeah, copper. And how they do a lot of mining now, it's very destructive. Like actually old-fashioned mining where you go into a pit hole and you just mine and cart out material, that's actually kinder to the environment. What they're doing now is they're blowing up huge chunks. A lot of the stuff is not looking for gemstones, it's looking for other heavy metals. So they're blowing out huge areas, and a lot of mining is actually in Australia. A lot of our heavy materials come from Australia. Like if you want bauxite is a mineral that's made for aluminum. That's out of the Caribbean. It's really interesting to see how our
Good night,
natural
Jeanette.
resources, how we get them, you know. And aluminum is easier to produce, it's cheaper to produce new than it is to actually recycle. But we're told recycle, recycle, recycle. We will be excavating our landfills in the next 300 years because we'll run out of actual resources.
Right.
It'll all be in our landfills. They'll have to go find it because there won't be any natural deposits left. You know.
Oh, I used to drive dump trucks in the military, so yeah. Why don't I do that? So much
Why don't
easier
you
than
do bus
nursing.
driving? Why don't you do bus driving?
I don't know if they'll hire me being
Eyesight.
blind in one eye.
Yeah, you're right. Your eyesight. That's actually a really good job. Well, actually, an extremely good job is actually school bus drivers, but it's
Yes,
kind of like a moonlighting job because the hours are odd.
they're
Very
odd.
early in the morning, and then you have like a lull in the middle, and then in the afternoon.
Hmm.
And then if you have to do the chartering stuff for all the games and away stuff, then you're out till midnight. It's a very strange. I don't know, of course, like it's like nurse schedules. It's like y'all schedules are crazy insane. It's like because you have to have people staffed in the hospital 24 hours, you know.
I have a dump truck story. Um, I was when my military. How do I explain it? Everybody in the military has a regular job that they do, and then they're 9 to 5, and then they have a wartime job that they do. And my wartime job
Mm-hmm.
was rapid one-way repair. That's how I used to say it. Rapid runway repair. Um, Worked with roads and grounds. For our wartime, they would send us out in the middle of the woods, and they had a runway out there in part of the country, and then they would have us out there setting all of our equipment up, messing around. And then they would blow it up, and then we would fix it. And I was a 10-ton dump truck driver. So anyway, one time they did this. I was driving along, and the runway next to me started to blow up. And what you're supposed to do is just put your vehicle in park, and run into the woods, of course. And when we had gas mask, full chem gear on, and so the whole week there was tiring. So, and I was alone in my dump truck. So I turn it off, run into the woods and take cover. And I'm laying face down on my gas mask because it's so comfortable. It has that sling in there where it fits on your face. And I fell asleep. I'm in full chem gear, so I look like the Michelin Man. We all did.
Camouflaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm laying face down and I fall asleep. I just zonked out, down a path in the woods, just face down. I wake up, and everything's moving, and I'm like, oh gosh, I wonder how long ago they called the all clear. Anyway, I ran to my dump truck and started it, and just kind of got back in. I don't know how long I was asleep. Oh well, stuff like that happens. And all I ended up
Yep.
doing, because it was cold, it was winter time when we were doing it. It was cold. And all I made, I mean, I ran peat, gravel, and rock and stuff for the rapid runway repair, but um, on my trips, I was picking up all the officers who didn't want to ride in the Jeeps because it was too cold, because it was nice and warm in the dump truck.
Yeah,
So they would
Jeeps
all pile
ooh.
in. They would all pile in, and I'd end up driving them around instead. And then I've got to be like, I got to go get gravel. They're going to wonder where I am. And then one of the guys who, I was an airman at the time that we were doing this, and one of the guys who was ranked way above me and actually in charge of me and a lot of the other people was doing the same thing that I was doing, except he forgot to open his tailgate. And he flipped the whole dump truck up on its back.
Oops.
I'm like, dude. Oh.
Well, you know, speaking of trucks, it's something James and I were driving this morning. We left home late, so we went to work late. So we were in our town when we normally aren't in our town on a work weekday, right? And we're driving next to the grain silos that we thought were defunct. We thought those grain silos were not active. It was actually delivering grain. I'm like,
oh,
whoa. I guess they are working because we live around, they grow cotton here, but it's not a cotton thing. Grain silos are for, we grow millet
yeah,
and corn, and they rotate. And the corn is
freaking feed corn for cattle, which shouldn't be eating corn.
Yeah. So, yeah, because corn is a seed. So a seed, well, the grain, you know, it holds the most amount of energy. Bovines like grass. That's what they should be eating.
Yes.
It has lower nutrient density. So they can bulk up. They start off on milk. They wean them off milk. And they put them on grass. And then they get to weight. They go to feeding, like about a year. They go off.
They put them in feedlots.
And then they're served and they're given grain until they're at a certain weight. And the best type is actually grass finished. If you can't afford grass fed, you can get beef that's completely grass fed.
Yes.
Then you can get beef that's grass finished, which means feedlot, then grass finished. Just by changing their diet from grain back to grass, it changes the whole composition of their digestive system, and they actually it's healthier for them. I know maybe too much about cattle. My friends had cattle. I know enough about cattle to know that it is definitely a labor of love when people have cattle, and it's the hardest thing.
And they're not
ranchers do is giving them when they sell them and selling them to feedlots. This is the hardest thing they do because they know what's going to happen. But you're raising cattle for beef. Right. I mean, that's what you're raising them for. It's a grain, not grain. It's a food product. You know.
Ever been to Dodge City?
No.
Oh my.
In New Mexico.
It's Kansas, honey.
In New Mexico. Dodge City is in Kansas.
Kansas.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I travel with Matt when he does his stuff, his like wind stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I went with him out to Kansas. All of Dodge City smells like cow shit.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
The whole place smells like cow shit.
Is much better than pig.
Oh yeah,
you go near a hog farm or chicken litter. Oh my Lord! You know where you're at. You know,
and then all of the roads leading in and out of Dodge, there is just cow shit and pig shit everywhere because it's flying off the trucks. And there's pigs there too, so it is a lovely smell. So I did get a T-shirt there that says "Get the hell out of Dodge."
Yeah, we used to go out in Thailand into the country. We had family and stuff, and we'd go, and they had pig farms. I mean, it's not even huge. This is not industrial pig farms.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, you get 5 pigs.
Yeah,
it's a lot. You know?
Yeah, my
and everybody in Thailand or in our family that lived rural, they had everybody would have either pigs and everybody had chickens. Everybody had chickens. I will run away and cross the street if I see a rooster. I will walk by. I will walk next to a stray dog. But if there's a rooster
and my sister,
anywhere,
my sister got attacked by one too. Did you get chased by one?
Yes, many times. Rooster fighting was a thing in Thailand. These things are
Oh,
mean.
yeah.
I mean,
They got big
I think
talons. They can hurt
I'm
you.
pretty sure cockfighting started in Thailand. I
It
mean, I
probably
swear,
did.
my cousins, all of our feather dusters were chicken feathers. Like
Right.
it was, it's like basically, and there's a religious sect of people in Thailand that they can only eat home raised roosters. Like chickens originated from Southeast Asia. And then they proliferated. Like the other thing is like Apple started in I believe it's Kazakhstan, and like chilies came out of Central America, like
Right.
chili peppers, chilies. Tomatoes came out of Peru, I believe. They said the area of Peru. It's just through globalization and trade and commerce that we've shared everything.
We're gonna have leghorns soon. Our coop was
Oh,
delivered yesterday. So in the
are
spring
you gonna
we're
hatch
gonna
them?
get leghorns. No, I don't want a rooster. I just want 3
Oh,
hens. Yeah.
I hope you have no visitors. No neighboring roosters should visit, right?
Well, they're gonna be in a chicken coop that's
Coop to
closed
coop.
off and predator
Are you
proof
getting
and
the moving coops
the
or
egg
the ones that
loo.
station?
Yes.
Oh, yay! That's so cool.
Yes.
Okay, I've read all of those books too because I really wanted to have chickens. And I had hounds. My dogs before these pugs were literally
That's my
meant
favorite
to.
breed. That's my favorite
Yeah,
section are the hounds.
yeah. So I'm like, and we had a Catahoula, and then we had a border collie, then we had a Catahoula, and then we had a dog that was part cattle dog. And James was like, "We can't have chickens, Jackie."
The
I'm like,
hounds will kill them.
can you imagine what will happen if our dog sees a chicken?
Yeah.
It will become Dan's new thing to do in life is eat the chicken.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. So, but now with my puggles,
Pugs, that
I
ain't
think
gonna. Yeah.
I could maybe
The
get chickens.
chickens can
But
hold their own.
but I have an HOA that won't let me have chickens with the,
Ah.
yeah. So I really, really wanted. So we didn't want an HOA. We wanted to get an old part of town, and we wanted to get I wanted chickens. Even if I know nothing about it, I wanted chickens.
You'll
I wasn't
learn.
going to
You'll learn.
slaughter. I
Yeah.
wasn't going to slaughter them. I just wanted
No, ours
their
are
eggs.
just
They were going to be my
I just want hens
pets.
for eggs.
You know.
And the
Yeah.
reason we're only doing it's supposed to hold 9. We're only going to get 3
Mm-hmm.
because they only lay for about 3 years. So
Mm-hmm.
every 3 years we'll get 3, and then they should die off as you know what I mean? It's
They're
to make a
awfully
cycle.
delicate. Yeah, they're awfully
Yeah.
delicate. The chickens in general, because they have lots of predators like to eat chickens. And they don't
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
That's why we
You know?
had to get the
And-
predator-proof cage because we see
Yeah.
hawks constantly. And if you
And
ever
not
seen a
just the
hawk
hawks,
attack a
too,
chicken, it's not cool.
owls, hawks, man,
Oh,
their
owls.
owls are no joke. No,
Yeah.
the talons on those things,
Mhm.
eagles, hawks, any of the birds of prey, and then when they lay eggs, you're gonna have all
Snakes.
of the reptile life
Yes.
is gonna say,
Brown
"Oh, there's
snakes.
eggs."
But
You're like,
the one that we have is snake proof too for the eggs. It's like a
It'll be fun.
Rubbermaid container.
It's cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
Why did you end up choosing leghorns?
They lay a lot, and they're rather small, and you can have more of them. The leghorn. It's
I
just
always
it's a
like
skinny breed.
I like the fluffy one. Every time I go to Europe, I go to the pretty fluffy ones. I love them.
Yes.
But honestly, some of the best, probably better to have the scrawny, hardier ones than it is to have
My husband wanted the
fluffy
white
ones.
eggs, I think. I think that he wants
Yeah.
the white eggs, and the leghorns are the one that lay the white eggs. This is the all-white chicken.
Yeah.
And
I
you
always
know
think
the
of the
color of the
cartoon.
chicken's ear, their ear flap,
Uh-huh.
that determines the color of the eggs.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So if they have a blue ear flap, it's blue. If they have a brown ear flap, their eggs are brown.
Okay, so what is it called when you learn about chicken animal husbandry? Well, I mean, that's what it's called? It's like chicken. Is there a name for it?
I'm sure there is because there's chicken shows and but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
all very
I
foul.
think there's like I think they have like hepatologists or something for snakes or something like
Yes.
that, and there's all kinds of weird. I don't understand. My sister does. She used to teach biology. I'll have to ask her. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway,
Well, I don't think that I will be live with you again until after your vacation, but I will get to see you IRL, which is nice.
yes, which is very very fun. And we will talk a mile a minute. So yeah, I think the best bet. I think I would talk James into it. We can do 1 day extra and then marathon it back, and we'll be okay. Yeah, we'll have to look at the weather.
Right.
Blue chicken eggs. Oh yeah, there's blue
Oh
chicken
yeah,
eggs. There's
that's
green
good.
chicken eggs. I love brown eggs. Brown eggs and white eggs are what you see in the store. But if you actually go to farmers markets, there's green chicken eggs. There's blue chicken eggs. Actually, my favorite type of egg is actually duck egg. They make the best omelets, the
Oh
best fried
really?
rice, but it's really hard to get ducks to produce eggs. They have to have a natural water environment. You can't just have them on land.
Yeah, I had ducks. I had ducks at our previous house. No, our 3 houses ago. They never laid eggs. And then
Yeah.
I got more chicks, which was dumb. And the older ducks took the chicks, and I was driving home from work one day and all of my ducks were walking down the dirt road away from the house. So I stopped and I said, "Where are you going?" And the big white one just quacked me and they kept walking and I never saw them again. They ran away from home.
They're like, we don't like living here. We're moving. We're moving out.
They left.
Like,
They adopted the chicks I bought and they just thought as a family, they just moved. And you know, what am I going to do?
They're like, okay, see ya.
Bye. Okay. Everybody have
Let me stop talking.
Great weekend. No, it's all good.
Bye,
Everybody have a
guys.
great weekend. I will see you, me and Lori, will see you on Sunday.
I'll be lurking if I can get reception.
Don't forget to send me her number. And
oh yeah, I'll do it right now.
We'll see you Sunday. And then Jack will be gone next week.
Yep. But I'll be live Friday and I might be live Monday. I just don't know what time. Yeah. If I can, I'll be out of the hotel room, y'all. Yeah. So,
good night, everyone.
Anyway, bye, guys.
Good night, Brian. Good night. Have a great, great, great weekend.